Bye. Thank you all for coming.
I've never seen her like.
I'm not going anywhere.
I'm not talking to you.
It's my dance company. It's my business.
Excuse me?
You never let me speak.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
You poured water on me.
I'm done. I am done.
Your problem is you create trouble. You create
I don't think that
drama.
I create trouble.
You
I
create
think what it
chaos
is,
wherever you
I
go.
feel that you
I don't
see
care
me.
what you feel.
There were names called, things said that didn't need to be said.
No, but she said get out, then you didn't get out. She said
I
it
know.
like 20 times.
I wanted Sarah to dance.
Michelle, the problem is that Michelle's a studio hopper.
Right.
I'm
Studio
not a
hop.
studio
She's
hopper. I went
all
to
over
two.
studios from Pittsburgh.
did not.
Let's talk about Tammy. And nobody else is speaking. It's just me. This is why everybody thinks I have a big mouth.
Where you're not allowed to say Tammy.
Am I finished now? Do I get to leave? I think I do. Bye. Thank you all for coming.
Thanks for a great season. I don't even know what just happened.
Can we all
this
leave
is
then?
so typical.
Abby, why don't you come back?
Abby, just finish this. Let's go.
Why are you leaving?
Where you're not allowed to say Tammy.
All right.
You gonna make me walk in?
God. Abby.
I don't understand why you're
Abby,
leaving.
come on. We're almost done. Just
Abby.
finish this. What are you doing?
Because you're so stupid. Why would you open your mouth
I'm
like
not
that?
stupid.
She can't even say my kid's name right. Do I care if she's leaving?
I've never seen her like.
She does it all the
storm
time.
Does she do it all the time?
All the time.
I'm finished.
We can't do this without you. You know that, right?
What just happened?
It's her rival studio. We know that if we say the name of the studio, that she leaves.
If we say Tammy, or
The name of her rival studio, Studio 19.
Sure.
We are like,
Abby, you can't leave.
This is the United States of America. Try to hold me.
Abby, I don't even understand why you're leaving.
I just asked that police officer if I had to stay, and he said no.
Ashley, do you want to sit where Abby was?
me, why?
Because she really wants to be you at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah.
You guys
I know.
maybe have the same initials, right?
Yeah, I know, you did say that, right?
So if we can, ladies, I want to. What happened when you went out there?
She's gone. She's upset.
Left.
She's upset.
I don't even know why
But
she's upset.
specifically because of the rival studio talk?
Correct.
Because she said her name.
Because I said Tammy's name.
So why can't we talk about that?
Because
They're gonna
I'm
see all
not
that.
going to be on a show where you're talking about someone that is potentially a competitor in Pittsburgh.
Will you come back and just say, put an end
Nope.
to it, and let's
Nope.
move on?
No.
It's another day at the office, guys. Another day at the office.
What do you want to say then?
We don't discuss it.
Then let's say it.
I'm not saying another word.
You're just gonna sit there and
Sit
not
there.
speak? Okay. I can't make you speak.
Back. Guys. Welcome to the ALDC. Jay.
Oh, hi. Protect me, please. I've had it with this.
I didn't do anything wrong, officer. I did not do anything wrong. Guys, Abby's coming back in the building.
Oh, yay!
Can you tell everyone to clear the way so I can get walking?
Door, Abby, door, Abby, door.
Hi!
Are you ready?
I was born ready, babe. I'm always ready.
Yes, here we go.
I don't think our friendship is based on fear. I really don't.
It's not with me.
You said we're afraid. If Abby says something, that trumps our friendship. I'm afraid of consequences.
That she'll do to our kids.
Like if Abby
It's the
says...
same thing. Same thing. You're afraid of Abby because she has power over your kids, so you're afraid of her. Abby is Abby, and Abby likes to rule the world, and that's how Abby is, right?
I don't think the world. I think my dance studio
Yes.
and my dance company and the children's futures.
And when you see Abby
Yes.
doing something wrong, you will not stand up and say, Holly, you're right, Abby was wrong. You're silent. That's what I'm talking about.
Let's take a look at one of the more heated moments this season between the three of you. Take a look at this.
You are a liar. An absolute liar. And you sit there and all of you women stand here because you're cowards.
I wasn't
You're
there.
cowards. You
weren't
know I would
there.
never lie. And you let those women stand here and lie.
All right, so Melissa and Jill, she called you cowards in that clip. How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm not a coward. I am grateful for the opportunities.
That's not what a coward is. When all the moms are together, you're like, Holly, you're right. But when it comes time when you're in front of Abby, you're like, oh no,
Do you know what we
Holly's
said?
wrong.
She
I'm
needs
not,
to
I'm
pull
not
out.
asking to fight a Nia battle.
You
This
never
is not
let
just
me
about
speak.
Nia. Because you talk about stuff that's nonsense.
Yeah, no, it's
not relevant.
You
But
never
it's
let me
not,
speak because I know you think you're more educated because you even told your daughter that, and Jill heard you.
I did not.
Just go.
I
You
did
did.
not. I did not. I did not. So don't
You
lie.
told our kids.
Don't-
I'm not lying.
Liar, liar.
You didn't. You said you told your daughter that our kids are simple.
I did not. I did not.
Jill heard it.
I don't want
Jill,
to get
Jill,
into that.
Jill,
No,
do not even go there. I did
won't.
not say
I won't
that.
go there
Let's move
because
on.
it was in a
Do
different
not
context.
talk about Nia and something that she said, and I said, I did not say that. You know what? Stop, because that's not right and it's not true.
We just asked you to back off, and we know that you're a very strong woman. I'm not a strong woman like you. I'm going to admit it. My kids would not be here without the Abbey Lee Dance Company.
You know what? I've said the same thing. I've given this woman tons of credit.
I know you have.
I consistently giving her credit for these opportunities does not negate the things that she says that are wrong.
But Holly, that's what I'm saying. There's a million dance studios in this country.
Abby, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going. If your goal is to get rid of every other original member of the team, forget it. I'm not going anywhere.
Then
We're
stop
here.
complaining and shut your mouth.
No.
Yes.
I won't back down.
She doesn't know her place, though, as a woman. That's
you know
the problem.
what? My place? You don't put me in my place.
Nope.
That's
Her place
wrong.
is
We're all
wherever she
friends.
wants to be.
Standing outside
Thank you.
casting director screaming and yelling is not appropriate.
Yeah, but there's a lot of things that you do too that's not appropriate, Abby.
And you know what, Abby? My issue is this.
Oh, you have lots of issues.
I'm
I don't
not
really care.
complaining.
I
I'm
don't
taking
care.
action.
I
I
don't
am
care.
taking action.
Well,
And
take
it's
your
not just-
action right out the door.
I am not. My action is when you're not delivering on what you're supposed to do as a manager, I will take the action on my own as a momager.
That's fine. That's fine.
Where do we go from here with you two? Is it possible for you two to find a way to work together for the sake of Chloe?
Oh, she doesn't care about Chloe. She's made that perfectly clear since day one. So here's the thing.
In fact, I love how I go in and change every one of Chloe's dance to make them better.
No,
and
you
to,
don't. You take stuff out to ensure she doesn't win. Oh my God,
But let's talk
you're
about
so
that. Let's talk about that.
People don't
I
understand
want to give you a
that.
chance.
She still represents me no matter what.
But tell us,
Okay.
tell us how you feel about Chloe.
She's a beautiful dancer. She's a beautiful girl.
So you do.
Polite, nice.
Then why are you so awful to her if she's a polite night kid?
I'm not.
You
It's a TV
are,
show.
Abby. Everyone in America sees how you treat that kid. And you see how she treats Nia, and you see how she treats Kendall.
All right, well, let's put a pin in that discussion right here. Do you think that there's a chance that Kalani could beat Maddie?
Oh, absolutely. And I think Abby knows that. And that's why when Kira asked for that point blank, Abby made up every reason in the book why they couldn't compete against each other. But it was okay the week before that she put Chloe against Kalani.
Is there any reason that you don't want Maddie to lose other than just the competition? I mean, don't you think that would be healthy for her?
When you see a kid that just works that hard
They
together,
all work hard, Abby.
well, your child misses class.
I can't wait for the other mothers to get out here and call you out on all the things that you make up about our children.
We have one teacher, James. He hasn't seen Chloe all year.
That you're flat out lying. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Because that is not true.
I think she missed 13 times.
See how envious she is of a 12-year-old little girl? Can't
Not at all, not at
stand
all.
it.
I would not want you for a mother. My mother was a sweet, kind, wonderful woman. Your kid has to live with you and hear that F word all the time.
So, Christy, how do you think Melissa factors into
Can you
this
play
whole...
the clip where she says the F word 11 times at
You
the
know
front
what?
desk?
And you know what's funny is that Christy Ray came in and said the F word. Kira says the F word. That new team you brought in said the F word. But when me and Kelly and I say it, it's blasphemy. So what was
I want
your
to change
question,
gears a
Jack?
little bit and talk about the fact that there seems to be a lot of competition between you and Melissa. And you have always said that Melissa is in this for herself.
Oh yeah, I said Melissa was a liar from the beginning.
Explain to us what it was that happened.
When Paige and Chloe had a duet in New York, they brought Kalani secretly to come to New York to compete with Maddie. The problem was the lies. And Chloe had said to Maddie, "Are you doing your duet?" And Maddie's like, "No, we're not doing it at this competition." They're teaching Maddie to lie to make, you are teaching her to lie. And that is a shame because she's a good
Oh, and
kid.
you're so good at teaching Chloe that yourself.
So let's get Melissa out here because I really want to hear what she has to say. Come on out. Welcome, Melissa.
You know what? I think you need to get Jill out here too, because I'm not sitting here fighting with Abby and Melissa, because nobody ever has my back, Jeff. Holly too, because Holly's been on the short end of the stick this season, just like the rest of us. Because I'm sick and tired of battling alone. Let me know, let me know when Jill and Holly get here, because you people put me in this situation all the time. I'm done. I am done.
I guess she needs us. She is like twisted.
I want Holly too. It's a team. I'm done fighting that woman on my own.
Christy's back. She's got Jill and Holly.
I'm done fighting these battles because everyone sitting here knows it's true.
So, Melissa, did you hear what Christy said about you and the lie, and whether or not you are teaching Maddie to lie?
I'm not teaching my daughter to lie. Chloe asked Maddie if she was doing the duet at the studio, not at the competition, and Maddie knew nothing about it at the studio. Nothing.
But here's the thing, Maddie knew. It just would have made everything...
So you're calling my daughter a liar, but she's not.
No, I'm not. I think she knew. I think Abby and you both are allowed her to not tell.
It's my dance company. It's my business. Who dances is up to me, period.
That may be true, but you also, you know, you're applauding, but if that was your child, how would you feel? If that was your child and your child was ambushed by a teammate not knowing.
Holly, there could have been 1,000 other dances in the Bronx
but
in the
not
competition
from
that were
their
better than that.
team. Not from their team. Paige and Chloe came in second. They could have won for your team. It still is your name and reputation winning that competition.
But every other time in the past,
fair.
we wanted to secure the win. It
Well,
was
you
them.
know what? Had you not done it, Chloe and Paige came in second. They would have secured your win.
Their history proves that they don't.
They did it. Doesn't matter.
They got lucky.
Oh, see, they got lucky. See how that woman is?
Because usually, and I don't want to mention the child's name, when they have a solo and a duet and a group dance, something goes haywire and they bail and they don't end up, they run off the stage and forget the dance. So, oh well, that's history.
Have a little faith, Abby. Have a little faith.
You're gonna put your quarterback in to play in the Super Bowl that's never played a game, or you're gonna put the guy with 5 rings?
So look, I want to get right to it. Last season, the biggest, most explosive moment the fans saw was an altercation between you and Kathy that got physical, let's say. Kathy, when you look back at that footage and you see yourself hitting Abby with a purse, what do you think?
First of all, I don't consider that a hit. It was a swat. And the purse was this big. It was a little patent leather purse, and I'm sure that Abby's flu shot hurt a heck of a lot worse than the little swat.
And what do you think?
Oh, before she comments, I want to add that the reason that happened was because she threw water on me.
Is that true? You did throw water on her.
No, I did not throw water on her. If I would have thrown water on her, I would have hit her right in the face.
Okay, so the sprinkler system was going off.
No,
Is that what it was?
I took a bottle of water that I had been drinking earlier, and I said, let's see if she melts.
No,
As
that's not
in
how it went.
The Wicked Witch. And the force of the water inside the bottle shoved the cap off the bottle. You clearly hear me apologize immediately and say, I'm sorry,
Oh, no.
I did not mean that to happen.
You did not apologize.
And then this psychotic goes off and smacks me in the back with a
Swat,
pocketbook.
I swatted you, and
Doesn't
it probably
matter.
didn't
When
even
you-
hurt.
when you strike another
it probably
person,
didn't even
you
hurt.
have crossed the
well,
line.
then you shouldn't throw water at people, whether you want to play around and say that you want to see if the Wicked Witch is going to melt or not. So if you would have never done that, none of this would have happened, and I would not have to talk to the back of your head all the time.
Melissa took pictures of my bruises.
Oh, you hardly had bruises. You act as though this 90-pound weakling beat you up.
Kathy, then you came swinging at me.
After you poured, listen.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, it does matter. You poured water on me.
You beat up Abby.
When did you become her bodyguard? You should have just sat down and let Abby and I finalize what was going on. You did not need to get involved.
Well, I think we can all agree that hitting and throwing water, those things probably shouldn't happen in the future.
Yes.
All right, let's see what the audience has to say.
Hi, my question's for Abby. So, Abby, in Detroit, you told Kathy to go to hell. I was just wondering if you've ever said anything that you regret in front of the kids.
No.
Oh.
On any normal given day, I don't normally swear.
But because I showed up in a limo and she was upset and jealous and rattled, she had to swear.
I have a driver pick me up in every single airport for every promotion I do for Dance Moms. That's not a big deal.
Then start taking your team that way. instead of making them go by themselves.
I don't need to take my team that way.
Why? Why can't you do something nice for them once in a while?
Yeah, but you came out and you wanted to rub it in all of our faces.
Well, does she
I
not?
do not solicit
Does
students.
she not? Neither do I. Do you know something I don't know? How do I solicit those students?
I know that every single one of those boys would rather be dancing for me.
Oh, I don't think so, Abby.
So you said that you felt betrayed by Holly. Why?
When Nakaya first walked into the studio, how Nia's face just lit up. And it wasn't because there's a new dancer. She lit up because, wow, there's another one of me here. There was another black person there. And I just think that was special. And I would think that you would embrace that there's more diversity on the team, that you would have been more accepting of Nakaya, whether we stalked Abby, if that's her word, whatever the case is, I think that you would have had my back more. And it's kind of like you. I'm not talking to you. I am not. And please, hold on. Please don't make me go there.
You know what,
because
this is
maybe
speak.
you don't treat them like that, but when I was at the convention and I was watching how things were going down, I see how your girls kind of get into that little clique and they exclude Nia. I don't think you see that because you said once upon a time that used to be the case. That is what, no, and she probably is there, but I'm telling you what I saw.
Let's let Holly respond.
I agree. I said from the very beginning, Nia did light up when Nakaya entered the studio because there are times that she feels like she's the only one. There are things that are just unique and different, like as simple as her hair. That's a big issue for Nia. And so I think that's a wonderful thing. And although I will say it was great for Nia to have someone who I think she could relate to on some level, which is very good, I am not just because someone, judging by the color of someone's skin, I'm going to say, okay, automatically you get a pass because you're a good person. I want to see the content of your character first before I judge you based on the color of your skin. In the dressing room, when we had that huge eruption, that was something out of some 70s B movie. To me, it was very stereotypical, and I had not seen that side of you that reflected that behavior.
Because at that point, when I stepped outside into the hallway for something, and I hear them in there talking about me saying, well, she probably can't even afford to pay our tuition, she's a single mom with 4 kids, things like that I hear, yes, that pushed me to that point. Because that's not something that should have been discussed.
You guys have been dancing together for a while. Do you guys ever get mad at each other?
We sometimes just get annoyed by each other because we're with each other
way too much.
Yeah.
Way too much.
So it must be kind of hard for especially you two, since you guys are like sisters.
If you were me and your sister was Maddie, you would not want to be with your sister every second of the day.
Is it kind of hard always being compared to Maddie McKenzie?
I don't really like being compared to Maddie because I want to be my own self. I don't want to be just like I don't want to be just like Maddie. I want to be Mackenzie, not Maddie, because she's like, you have to dance like Maddie. I said, well, what are you doing?
I'm not doing
And
anything.
I said, well, I want to dance like me.
I always take control over her because I'm the older sister, and I boss her around. And I mean, I just
You
wanna make
admit
her-
it.
Yeah, I know.
You admit it.
They have very different
I
styles
just
of
want to make her
dance.
amazing.
Maddie's
like lyrical, and you're like Afro. I'm like hip hop.
I remember that time when Abby put Maddie against Mackenzie at the last minute.
Mackenzie had a solo the one week, and one of our rivals was there, and she was like 2 years older than Mackenzie, and it wasn't fair. Miss Abby didn't want Mackenzie to lose, so she stuck me in the competition.
I thought I was gonna win, but then Maddie had to win because
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry I won. Okay, well, let's take a look.
Mackenzie did fabulous, then this is Mackenzie's day.
But it's not Mackenzie's day because you took it away from her. You never stand up for her. You're like, it's more important for Maddie to dance than to protect Mackenzie. If I were Melissa, I would say, it's not Maddie's week to do a solo. She just robbed Mackenzie of any chance she had of a solo at Nationals. I heard her in the hall say, oh, it's always about Maddie. And you're like, no, Kenzie, it's not about, but it is because you never open your mouth and protect Mackenzie.
Okay, so
getting
Mackenzie.
feisty in here.
So Mackenzie, how does that make you feel?
Well,
It's in the past.
it's in the past. No. I still think about it. So, well, this is kind of weird, but I kind of agree with Christy.
Really?
For the first time.
Well, I actually have a question about the whole situation. Quarter B tweeted, Mackenzie, do you feel like Abby and sometimes even your mom favor Maddie? You can be honest.
What are you looking at me for?
Don't even say it, because it's
Say what you want to say. It's your opinion.
Abby, yeah. Because sometimes I do something and then she makes Maddie show it to me, and it kind of gets annoying.
Oh, you can tell when Kenzie gets mad at Abby.
I get so mad.
Like,
She goes, go out of the room, and come back in, and put a smile on her face. And you came back in, and you're like,
You guys are together like 24/7, and you know each other so well. And in every group, there's kind of a specific person, like a funny one, a crazy one.
I'm like the funny one.
you know what? You're the silly one.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
one who's always
Okay, yeah.
silly. Like whenever everybody's like just sitting down, you're always like, oh, look what I can do.
I have a different opinion than them.
She's gonna be like, I'm the bossy one.
Well, you're
probably.
bossy to me, and
Because you're my sister.
okay, but also when
I'm the mean one. I
no,
know.
listen. When things don't go your way, you get
Excuse
mad.
me?
When things don't get when.
But that's not a personality.
When you don't get your
That's
way,
not a personality.
You get mad.
That is not a personality.
So you're like a crybaby to me, not to them, to me.
I'm not a crybaby.
Okay, that is her opinion.
Well, it's not funny that she just called me a crybaby.
Oh. Kenzie, go ahead. Tell me what you think I am.
Well, let's see. Annoying,
So Coco.
stupid.
Oh,
You're
wow.
also bossy. You try to be the boss of me. Can I have some popcorn over here? You're
Okay, I know you guys are angry at each other, but at the end of the day, y'all still love each other, right?
sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kenzie, you are a good sister, and I wouldn't want to trade anybody for you. And I wish I could sing like you.
No.
I wish I could dance like you. But I also wish I could just dance like myself, so I don't.
Oh, there we go again.
Give each other a hug. Oh.
You've been a little rough on Jess and JoJo this season, so we're gonna take a look at this clip and then I want to talk about it on the other side.
I think being able to speak in front of people is not a bad thing.
It's the way you speak, though. Your kid told every single one of these kids
I think they're
that
pretty
she
shy.
called a clothing person and said, I'm at the ALDC this week, send me a package of clothes.
No.
For free. And oh, I got these for free, and I got these for free, and I got these for free.
Jesselyn, I'm just gonna ask, what do you think watching that?
Well, first I was wondering if Kira had a speech impediment or what was going on. That was pretty bad. That was horrible.
Justin, we have a relationship. I've known you for a very long time. So I would never say that to any other kid that couldn't take it. I know JoJo, and she has she knew. We still talk about it today.
So that
She
makes it
teases
okay to poke fun at
It doesn't make it okay.
Maybe sometimes a kid needs fun poked.
What?
I think you have some deeper issues, and I don't know if this is the right forum to talk about them.
I have no issues. None. I have no issues.
I have issues. As a person that teaches children day in and day out, I have a lot of issues with JoJo. I love her. I think she is a fabulous kid, but I think you are doing detrimental harm to her.
How?
Not using a speech therapist.
Are you a speech therapist?
Not getting.
Do you have a degree in?
I've worked on a lot of speeches. Not
Like
getting,
I said, you're not a speech therapist.
Not
okay.
getting her.
Are you a
shots
mother?
When she
All right,
needs
let's just go
them,
with 101. Are you even a mom?
Not having her in school
No.
when she needs to be. Yes.
Does she go to school? Oh, I'm sorry. She's in 6th grade. Did you know that she's supposed to be in 5th grade? When you have a child and she's a grade ahead and she's happy and she's
and she
thriving.
can't hear and she can't say her R's and she's 10.
She's 11.
She's 11.
She's
Sorry.
11.
Yeah, but she's just a couple months. Kendall's in 6th grade. She's where she belongs. Yeah. She's not a grade
JoJo started
ahead.
school.
She's been in school before?
A semester.
A semester, one semester of school.
Yes.
So when you put the headphones on and you have to lift your hand up when you hear the hearing test every year for kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade, she didn't take that.
Once again, Abby, you have no kids. You really don't know
That's
what you're
right.
talking
I know
about.
nothing.
You said it, not
Excuse me!
You're right. You are the loudest one in
Miss
the room.
Abby!
I think I need a hearing test.
You win. You're the loudest one in the room.
One thing's for sure, it's clear that JoJo has a lot of personality. Let's take a look at this clip.
Don't have an attitude that you are entitled in this world. You are not. You deserve nothing else. You earn it. You can't stand here and cry.
Well, if you yell at me, I'm gonna cry.
Get out. Go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Why'd she just tell me to get out?
Because you talked back to her. Say you're sorry.
Well, why should I say sorry?
Because you're a bigger person than she is.
Our kid would never do that.
So Melissa, you said in the clip that your daughters would never do that. Explain.
Because they know Abby. Like, JoJo doesn't know Abby
Never
the way...
say never.
Well,
really.
no,
Think
Mackenzie
about
rolls
it.
her eyes, but
Oh, but not anymore.
And what did JoJo say? If you're gonna yell at me, I'm gonna cry. Mackenzie stood in the room and said, I'm not afraid of Abby.
she's not, because she loves Abby, because she trusts
So
Abby.
she can say things, but JoJo can't?
Because she's not afraid
No,
of Abby.
she wouldn't say them anymore. She's learned her lesson.
She's said them since I've been here.
It's okay that she said, I'm not afraid of Abby. Is that wrong to say?
No child should be afraid of me. They should want to please me and they should respect me, but they should never be afraid.
No, not at all.
So, Abby, we had a very big, dramatic, emotional ending to the season. The two big top lines were Ava beat Maddie and that the ALDC teen group came in second. So tell us about it. What are your feelings? Okay, fixed. Explain that to us. So, ladies, anybody else?
It was a disastrous nationals for us. Our kids danced and looked great, but they didn't get judged properly. I think it was orchestrated.
No question, the awards ceremony was not run well. But to critique a competition that we went to and say it's fixed, absolutely disgraceful. I have never heard us say something was fixed when we win. When we lose, all of a sudden, a competition's fixed.
So to
That's
all
what it
those
comes
kids
across.
that won, it's a joke.
I think the competition was a joke. If they want to feel like they're fabulous because they won, let them feel
Well, they
that way.
did win. They had the highest score. They won.
Everything was all screwed up at nationals. Like, they had no credibility by the time they ended up giving all of their awards out because they were giving kids awards that weren't in that category.
We agree that the master of ceremony seemed a bit confused and was very nervous.
A bit's an understatement.
This was nationals, Jeff.
Fair enough, fair enough.
That's not fair to our kids.
Fair enough. Here's the thing that I don't understand. You guys walked out of the award ceremony. Why?
Awards were over. The kids were
Awards
finished.
were not over.
Yes, they were.
They were not over.
When Melissa wanted to leave, they had announced second overall. So did you think it was the end and they weren't going to announce first overall? Or were you being a sore loser and you wanted to get up and walk out?
No,
We
I
thought
wasn't.
the competition was over. We waited until the end.
No,
I
Melissa.
sat through the whole.
Melissa was the first one that.
I
It was
sat
not
there
over.
And said
Nope.
we're leaving.
You looked like sore losers. And that's why the crowd booed you when you walked out.
All right, well, let's take a look at that moment with the Abby Lee Dance Company, except, of course, Holly and Jesselyn walking out of the competition. Let's see.
And in our overall small group category, in second place, The Waiting Room, Abby Lee Dance Company.
Okay, I'm sorry, but girls, we need to walk out. I'm done.
Oh, let's go. Come on.
You can't move.
Yes, they can. It's illegal. You can't hold children against their will in the state of California.
Abby, you've made it clear in the past that Frank, the owner of this competition, is a friend of yours.
No.
And we obviously just saw you say to Frank that you enjoyed going to his competitions and that you liked him.
Yeah, but he's not my friend. He's a person I do business with.
You obviously held him in high enough regard to say that in person. Why would you think that all of a sudden he would be corrupt?
It happens.
Holly and Jess, you chose not to walk out.
Right. Right.
So, because of the fact that we don't want to destroy this man's reputation, Frank, who is the owner of this competition, we asked him to come back and talk to you. Let's take a look at this and see what he said.
I just wanted to come and say, you know, we try to put on a very, very fair competition. If I didn't, word would get out immediately like wildfire, and I would have no business. I don't fix anything for anybody. My job is to run the best possible event, and I would hate for you to think that there's something going that's wrong.
we do not.
Zero.
You know,
I'm so
I make-
sorry you got caught in a crossfire.
Oh, I'm not worried about it.
You supported this man for 4 years, and now all of a sudden his competitions are fixed.
Because we've won nationals 4 years in a row.
And those weren't fixed.
Well, I don't know, Jess. Now I have
we
no
don't know.
idea.
No, we question everything.
Regardless
You didn't
if they were
question
or
it.
weren't.
I mean, you just questioned it when you lost.
Did you go to those competitions in the past?
No, never.
We've never been to a Frank competition?
Yeah, we have. At Abby's request, we went to his competition.
Abby, you took Nia out of the Bollywood number.
I did,
Why?
because we didn't have enough costumes.
Holly, have there been other costume problems?
Costuming has been an issue for the entire season. I think all the moms shared the same concern.
Every Friday night, we're picking things, sewing things, making things, gluing things, stoning things. And we don't get any recognition. We're happy to do it
Every Friday night, Abby hands us like a roll of toilet paper, a square of tissue, and a sequin and says, here, MacGyver up a costume so your kid looks fabulous on television. And we're like,
but it's your responsibility, Abby, as the dance teacher. There's a budget for it, and that's your job. My child was not permitted to dance because you didn't have enough costumes
Because
for
your
two other
child
children.
got a solo.
Well,
Instead.
other people had duets.
Okay, so I'll
Just
take
down
the
there.
solo
Kendall
back.
had a solo. Kendall had a solo that week. So, I mean, it's just arbitrary that I don't understand why she didn't do a solo in the group dance.
in my casting of the group dance to pull her out to work on the solo, period. So next time, no solo, and I'll make sure she's in the group.
No, Nia deserves a solo.
Instead of being honored and proud and
She
taking
was
the cup half full, that my kid
Why
got
does
solo
Nia
this
have
week.
to have either or? Why is Nia either or, a solo or a group? Who else gets either or? No other child on this team has to have either or.
No other child on this team.
That's outrageous.
Oh,
Does
come
Kendall
on.
have either or? Does Maddie have either or? Mackenzie?
You know darn well that Nia's solos have not produced what other people's have. It's plain and simple.
Abby, you sound insane.
I wanted her to concentrate on the solo. I wanted her to succeed, to be a pro doing the solo. Done.
Okay, and you know what? She did a fine job, and she still rose to the occasion, as she always does.
Not everybody is always going to be in the group. That's it.
Welcome back. We're here with the ALDC and Abby, and we're talking about Hollywood, your experiences here in Hollywood. All right, so look, I've lived in Hollywood for 20-some years, and I know that Hollywood sometimes can change people, sometimes very quickly and sometimes over time. So when you guys look around, would you say that there's any one of you that Hollywood has changed more than any of the others?
Well, I think of the moms here, I think Holly, in my mind, has changed the most. Has gone totally, like, flipped, totally different. She's no longer a Pittsburgh mom, and she's all Hollywood, off and running.
I took Nia's passion, her desire when we came out to LA and what she wanted to do, and I treated it how I would approach a job. How are we going to be strategic? How are we going to network? No different. There is nothing wrong with what I've done.
Okay, Holly has a lot going on outside of what we do here, and Holly's always late because she's off with Nia doing
not
some.
true.
No,
How
Holly,
dare you?
wait.
Always late. Oh.
Holly, I'm not making it a bad thing.
Well, I think, too, a lot of it, too, is like the two kids on the team that probably missed the most school and had to make up were your two kids.
No, but Nia was on time. She took advantage of opportunities, but Nia has done and fulfilled all
so
of
you
her
miss school
schoolwork.
and other things to take advantage of
No, she didn't
opportunities.
miss school.
You miss
Missing
school in the
school would mean
morning
that-
and then you do it in the afternoon.
Absolutely.
but
Always
yes.
make it up.
Okay, but when we were all together, you were out making opportunities for your child doing something else. It never used to be like that. That's all.
No. Oh,
Don't
you-
be so defensive, Holly.
falsifying information.
No, nope, you're very defensive, and you
Because
shouldn't
you're
be.
lying.
Holly,
You're
do not sit there and call me a liar.
You said
Everybody
my
here
kid doesn't
knows
go to school.
your kid wouldn't come. She wouldn't. She'd do it later in the day because you
she
would
went
do.
to school. You can go to school.
Right. Okay.
before
You
or
didn't
after.
show up
She
when
went to
everybody
school
else
after.
did.
So you're saying she didn't go to school. That's a lie.
I didn't say she didn't go to
You
school.
did.
I said she didn't show up.
She
Holly.
did to school
Holly,
in
be
the
quiet
afternoon.
for once and listen to
She
what I'm
went to school
saying.
when she was supposed
Holly,
to
be
after.
quiet for once and listen
You
to
know
what I'm
what?
saying.
I'm not gonna
be
have
quiet
this
for
Okay,
once.
hold on.
She will never be
I'm sorry.
quiet
Wait,
because
wait,
she can
wait.
never
Wait, hold on.
listen to what anybody else says.
Yes, she is going to talk about Nia.
I'm
going to school,
not
which is a
talking
lie.
about Nia.
You
I
are.
understand.
You just
I said
Okay,
you,
hold on, guys.
Holly.
We can only
I'm
hold on, Holly. Hold on a sec. We
not,
can't.
because that's a lie.
I understand.
Saying
Holly,
I'm
I
always
did not
late
lie.
because I needed
Did
to
I
go to
not?
school.
I think
doing
you've
it.
made your point, Holly.
No.
I think you made your point.
You know what?
Bye-bye, Holly.
Goodbye.
Bye, Felicia. Go, Holly.
Ignorant.
Holly,
Listen,
hold on.
try Felicia.
I know. I get it.
Ignorant women.
Holly.
I didn't
Holly.
say it.
Felicia, own
That's
that.
fine. That's
You're
what
a
they
liar.
wanted.
You're
She
a
can dish it
liar.
out, but she can't take it.
Joe, I think you've made it a point. Holly, I don't think you should leave. I think you should have a seat. And let's finish the show really quick, okay? Everyone's made their point.
Okay. So Holly, do you think your approach is working for Nia?
It seems to be working. I'm very happy. I have no regrets.
How did it feel to find out that the Zieglers were leaving the way you found out?
Well, I expect more from Melissa. You know, I just think it's very odd.
I did it through the proper channels, just like when you have a contract on Broadway and say, you know what, if something comes up better, you go in and say,
I would give my 2 weeks notice. Something came up better.
That's what you do.
Okay.
But you don't lie to the director and the producer for months on end going into it.
I
They
didn't
all
lie.
know there was an audition and you went to it and you told them.
The director and the producer and the lawyer and everybody knew about it.
You can think whatever you want. I know the truth.
But what have you heard, Abby? Just between us girls, come here.
My student is going to go on and judge So You Think You Can Dance. And I am thrilled beyond belief because I will be able to get tickets every single week to that show. I am thrilled.
Well, they're not allowed to talk about it.
Jess, you look like you're about to say something. What are you
Well,
thinking
I want
here?
to go back to Abby's reaction because Abby cried for hours when Melissa told her.
This woman sat in my mother's hospital room.
Oh, right, I get it. Like, we're
Day
all
after
happy
day
for
after
her.
day. Why would I not be happy?
Right, okay, but I agree with that. We're all very happy, but like when we said, should we plan a party? Should we do something? You were like, no, nothing.
Well, because all that I was asking for and what I said and still continue to say is there should have been a press conference with you, me, Maddie McKenzie sitting there telling the world that this was a positive, wonderful, great thing
That's what
happening.
we're trying to do.
And that this had nothing to do with Pittsburgh or the ALDCLA. The girls would continue their training and their work under their teacher and
many
under my
times have I
tutelage.
said that the
That's
last
what
week?
should have been done. It should have been done properly.
I feel that it was through my attorney.
I don't think so.
Holly, you're an original team member, so, I mean, do you feel that she handled it correctly?
Intellectually, I totally understand it and respect it. But,
Oh,
but on a personal level, it was hard, I think, for many of the moms when we were reading it in the tabloids, when Melissa would continuously say, it's a lie, you're gossiping. We're like, Melissa.
Because it was gossip then.
Melissa, it really was not Melissa. And I think that's the
Yeah, it
part
was.
wasn't as truthful.
One of the articles was Maddie actually doing the interview. Whether it was true or not, the tabloids printed it that it was a quote from Maddie.
She didn't say she was leaving the team.
I was the one who brought it up because I read it for myself
Well,
on
because
my.
you're
I mean,
like
it
a
was,
troublemaker. You like to cause drama.
and it was real, and you did call me a liar.
Melissa, as your friends, we're telling you it wasn't quite fine.
It is what it is. I just feel that I should always be the first to know, not the last.
Let's take a look at that moment when Melissa shared that she, Maddie, and Mackenzie would be leaving.
I appreciate you and everything you've done for my kids. But after this season, we're just gonna not be on the elite team anymore.
My question is, Maddie is signed, sealed, and delivered to shoot the Sia movie.
Yeah.
So she's not doing anything else between the movie and now. I don't want to see them on So You Think You Can Dance Kids. I don't want them doing anything like that.
Don't worry, Maddie's not gonna be dance on So You Think You Can Dance Kids. Maddie's not going on that, so.
All right.
We have 4 more competitions.
And then it's over.
Yeah, but we've been here for a long time.
Why didn't you tell me before this? You couldn't call me on the weekend?
I didn't want to even think about it, to be honest with you. Just always want you to be proud of them.
I'm proud of them.
I know you are.
Abby, I mean, look, you're getting emotional about this. There's clearly a lot of love for these girls and a lot of passion behind it.
She loves them.
This is not to take away from Maddie, but they would not have the life that they have today if it was not for me. And I put aside my personal life, my own income, my own everything for those kids.
You have to be happy for Maddie moving on, going to do
I said that 100 times. I'm thrilled.
Because you don't
And
seem thrilled.
No,
though.
I am still trying to keep a studio in Pittsburgh alive and going. And the public just doesn't understand the difference between the show and our real life. So when they see the kids leaving the LDC, that's
Sure,
wrong.
But right there, you're thinking of yourself.
Yeah.
Give them their due. They have given a lot to be a part of this, and they deserve more than what they were given.
Well, they're gonna go get more.
We have to discuss something not so fun. You guys lost at Nationals. The season finale was the most controversial season finale in all Dance Moms history. Let's watch it.
First place 2015 Nationals champion, Moving Target, Broadway Dance Academy.
Did everyone pay to come to this or was it free? You paid to come to this? You should all make a line and demand your money back for your kids' entrance fee as well as your fee to walk in here because this is a joke. Let's go.
That's crazy.
Before you all leave, we've got something very special to do. Wait.
Go that way, go that way, go that way.
You can't move.
Yes, they can. It's
You have
illegal.
one more
You
rule.
can't hold children against their will in the state of California.
What happened?
I mean,
Do you think that was bad sportsmanship, walking out?
I do. I think that we should be happy for everyone.
I also think that since Abby was kind of in a different mood, if we didn't follow what she said, like if we didn't walk off stage, I feel like we would have all gotten yelled at.
You were beat by BDA. Did they deserve to win, or do you think you deserve to win?
We tried the best we could, and we actually made some people cry. So as long as we knew that people in the audience were touched by it, we know that it was one of our best national dances. So
Everybody has different days. Sometimes
you get lucky and the 3 judges think that you were better, and other days 3 judges think that they were better. So I think it just really depends on who the judges are and what competition you're at and what's happening.
Yeah.
All that matters is that we had lots of fun.
We did the best we could
And
do.
we danced really good, I mean.
Yeah.
You guys are great sports, obviously. Do you think your moms were bad sports?
No, I think it was more Abby.
Yeah, it was.
My mom didn't leave, so no.
Yeah, my mom didn't either.
Go Jesslyn and Holly.
So, do you think you guys are competitive with each other?
If it's like a week where Abby's like, you have to win, then of course you're gonna be competitive because like you wanna do good for your teacher and for yourself.
I don't think I am that competitive, only if it's with my sister.
What do you mean by that?
Well, she wins a lot. So Abby's always like, when she was your age, she was better than you and she was beating everyone.
But you beat her once.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. You beat your
Yes,
sister.
I did.
Okay, let me say something.
No, it's
so,
my turn.
So Mackenzie beat me, and on her plaque that she won, she wrote, "I beat Maddie with this."
I did.
And then,
Round of applause.
but it's okay because the next
Okay, can I
the
finish
next
talking?
week I just beat her, and then she never beat me since.
See,
So,
but whatever.
I mean, I was happy for her, but
No, you weren't.
No, yes, I was. Okay.
Whenever Nia beat me, we went to
Disneyland after.
We went to Disneyland after.
It's different with all of us, but like us two, you know, we get mad at each other because we're
Sisters. We spend 24/7 with each other. This is annoying.
This is annoying.
It is.
It was Kenzie's day.
Yeah, it was.
It was.